All right, y'all. Shenanigans, Shady Town all over the place. Before we get started, got on my Ohio State gear today, representing the Buckeyes. Congratulations to them for finally getting over that 5-year drought and getting past Michigan. Good luck this weekend at the Big Ten championship. Go Buckeyes. All right, so Kiffin is just openly being shady now. So what's going on? So there has been plenty of reporting from kind of all over the place that Charlie Weis, the former Ole Miss offensive coordinator and the current LSU offensive coordinator, who got on the plane with Lane Kiffin and left heading to Baton Rouge, is coming back to Ole Miss to coach in the CFP run. Okay, this was agreed to by both schools, and there seems to be no dispute about this. So interestingly, Coach Kiffin wanted to make the committee aware of this prior to the rankings tonight to allow them the highest possible ranking going into the playoffs. And so it worked. So, I speculated what was going to happen now that the coaches were gone, and were they going to penalize Ole Miss in the same way that they penalized Florida State back in 2023 after they had a perfect season and lost their QB right at the end of the season? The answer is clearly no, because with this arrangement and with Texas A&M taking that L against Texas last week, Ole Miss has actually moved from number 7 to number 6, and Texas A&M is now sitting in the number 7 spot. So before you are feeling like, wow, Lane Kiffin is so altruistic, he is really looking out for his boys back in his athletes back at Ohio State, at Ole Miss, okay, we know that Lane Kiffin is not being altruistic. Why do we know this? Because just yesterday, I told you that his compensation package included LSU paying him, Lane Kiffin, for every win that Ole Miss made in the college football playoff. So LSU is paying him for Ole Miss to win. So of course, Lane Kiffin is incented for Ole Miss to win. And if that means he's got to give up his boy for a couple weeks for him to go back to Ole Miss to make him some money, so be it. And so there he goes, back to Ole Miss. And so that offensive coordinator is Charlie Weis. He got on the plane with Lane, and he got on the plane and came on back. Let's see if Ole Miss can get something done. And let's see how much money we can make for Lane Kiffin for not doing anything at Ole Miss except creating problems going into the playoffs. Okay, and so while we're talking about being shady, at least 2 of the Ole Miss players have challenged Kiffin's characterization of the team wanting him to stay and the university denying his request. So you can go look it up for yourself. Bryson Sanders and Suntarine Perkins are like, whoa, doggy, that's not hardly how that went down. So, shady, 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 shady. Now, if you like my content, I'd appreciate if you hit like and follow or subscribe to what I have going on. Just having fun here and appreciate your support. Now, in the segment that I will call You Must Be Kidding Me, the coaching carousel is out of control, as you know. So there have been 15 buyouts this season alone, valued at close to $200 million. So when we hear all this discussion about these schools are desperately in need of money because they got to pay that $20.5 million payment in rev share to these athletes, $200 million in sunk costs, lost money, paying for coaches to sit on couches instead of coaching because you want to get rid of them. Now, since the CFP started in 2014, buyouts are close to $1 billion with a B. Those are for head coaches. That number exceeds 1 billion when you start pulling in assistant coaches, offensive coordinators, etc. So now everybody is impatient. We want to win soon. We want a championship. We want to go to the college football playoff. And so universities are, and boosters and athletic departments and fans are impatient. And so they are prepared to pay coaches to sit on the bench so they can get a new coach in. And that has cost universities and institutions more than $1 billion since 2014. And still, just like Highlander, there can only be one. So there's only one national champion every year. So that $1 billion is worth it. Anyway, that's all I got for you. As always, let me know what you think. Take care.